Saya boleh mengesahkan bahawa bermula hari ini, ketiga-tiga parti Pakatan Rakyat akan memfailkan petisyen pilihan raya di kawasan-kawasan parlimen berikut. This is, I think, a final count. We've gone through the whole process of collecting evidence, verifying the evidence, matching the evidence to the requirements of law, checking the case law in the past to make sure that these petitions will not be struck out too easily on accounts of technicality. And after all that process for the last 1 month, I can confirm that these are the petitions for parliamentary constituencies that will be filed beginning from today until Wednesday. So the bulk of the petitions will be filed today, tomorrow and Wednesday, because the constitutional deadline is on Wednesday. Berikut adalah kerusi-kerusi yang akan difailkan oleh PKR, kerusi parlimen. P014 Merbuk, P018 Kulim Bandar Baru, P026 Ketereh, P029 Macang, P053 Balik Pulau, P072 Tapah, P075 Bagan Datuk. Bagan Datuk diistimewa, ada 2 petition. P075 Bagan Datuk juga untuk petition khusus mengenai perbelanjaan pilihan raya. P092 Sabak Bernam, P118 Setiawangsa, P140 Segamat, P144 Ledang, P146 Muar, P158 Tebrau, P159 Pasir Gudang, P168 Kota Marudu, P177 Beaufort, P182 Pensiangan, P220 Barang. Petisyen pilihan raya parlimen yang akan difailkan oleh PAS adalah P093 Sungai Besar, P096 Kuala Selangor, P119 Titiwangsa dan P161 Pulai. Dan akhir sekali, petisyen pilihan raya parlimen yang akan difailkan oleh DAP adalah P078 Cameron Highlands dan P142 Labis. Ini bermakna 25 petition membabitkan 24 kerusi parlimen telah dan akan difailkan bermula hari ini sehingga hari Rabu. As we speak, these petitions, altogether 25 petitions involving 24 parliamentary seats, are being filed and will be filed at the respective high court all over the country. Bagi kerusi Bagan Datuk, selain daripada petisyen pilihan raya biasa, satu petisyen berasingan akan difailkan berhubung kesalahan calon BN, iaitu Datuk Seri Zahid Hamidi, yang pada pendapat kami telah melanggar had perbelanjaan 200,000 yang dibenarkan untuk sesuatu pilihan raya. Selain 24 kerusi parlimen ini, Pakatan Rakyat juga akan memfailkan 10 petisyen pilihan raya bagi kerusi DUN di seluruh negara. The latest count that I was made aware of, PAS will be filing 9 DUN petitions for DUN, and PKR will file 1. DAP will not file anything for DUN, as I was told. But I think it's best that you also get the confirmation from PAS and DAP's leadership. For PAS, if you need to double confirm, you can contact Yang Berhormat Saudara Hanifah Maidin, who is heading the legal team for PAS. And for DAP, please check with Yang Berhormat Saudara Gobin Diop, who is, this is the latest number that was given to me yesterday. It could have changed as well. So it's best that for you to double check the total tally for DUN seats with Hanifah Maidin and Gobin Singh Diop. Serentak dengan petition-petition ini, PKR juga akan memfailkan tindakan undang-undang berikut dalam tempoh 3 minggu dari sekarang. You see, there are many ways that you can bring this to the court. Of course, we have the deadline for election petitions on Wednesday. For other legal challenge, there is no deadline, and therefore after we have concentrated and get over and done with the filing of the petitions by this Wednesday, we will concentrate to file the following legal challenges. Pertama, saman terhadap pengurusi SPR, timbalan pengurusi SPR dan ahli-ahli SPR di atas kegagalan melaksanakan dakwah kekal. Ini sedang berjalan, termasuklah dengan kempen kita yang berterusan untuk mengumpulkan laporan-laporan polis yang sedang dan telah dibuat di seluruh negara mengenai kegagalan SPR untuk melaksanakan dakwah kekal. We most probably will mount a legal challenge on the basis that it is a constitutional duty of SPR members to uphold the integrity and credibility of SPR in order to maintain well-functioning democracy and electoral system, good electoral system in this country. The failure to implement indelible aim and haphazard manner in which SPR has managed the public perception and criticisms after that point to their own failure to uphold that constitutional duty. Tindakan undang-undang yang kedua ialah satu petition pilihan raya yang berasingan akan difailkan di Sabah untuk menuntut mahkamah menyemak senarai pengundi yang dicemari pengundi hantu berdasarkan keterangan yang telah dibuat di Suruhanjaya Diraja setakat ini dan kajian dalaman yang dijalankan oleh PKR. Mengikut keterangan RCI, there are approximately 60,000 dubious voters traced to dubious issuance of identity cards over the years, and EC, I was made to understand, had admitted that these 60,000 dubious voters are in fact in the voters' roll. So we are looking at the law in order to get the court either to do a judicial review or any other means legally for us to vet through and to decide on these phantom voters who should not be in the voters' roll in the first place. That will affect a few seats in Sabah, but we are looking at various legal angles to decide how best to mount this legal challenge. Tindakan undang-undang yang ketiga ialah a legal challenge to repeal Section 9A. Untuk makluman saudara-saudari, pindaan Section 9A adalah pindaan yang dibuat selepas pilihan raya likas dan juga petition pilihan raya likas tahun 1999, yang mana melalui pindaan Section 9A ini kerajaan menetapkan bahawa daftar undi tidak boleh dicabar di mahkamah, tidak kiralah apa bukti yang ditunjukkan bahawa daftar undi itu mempunyai individu-individu yang diragui. Because of the Section 9A amendments made, the voters' roll is considered final and no kind of challenge can be made in and out of courts as far as our law is concerned. PKR will mount a legal challenge to declare that the amendment is ultra-virus and therefore should be repealed. We have set up a team to prepare for the legal challenge and to prepare for the campaign, to be headed by Professor Dr. Aziz Bari, our constitutional expert. Dan kita akan mulakan bukan saja dengan legal challenge, but we will also continue with public campaign after this to mount the pressure in and out of court to repeal Section 9A, given the fact that perhaps the biggest problem and flaws of the last general election is the existence of phantom voters all over the place. All these issues, even beginning from election petitions through the Section 9A amendments, these are all very technical in nature, so the details are not so known. Jadi tidak cukup dengan kita sekadar memfailkan tindakan undang-undang di mahkamah untuk mengisytiharkan bahawa pindaan 9A itu bertentangan dengan perlembagaan. Yang lebih penting ialah untuk kita sedarkan rakyat bagaimana pindaan 9A itu telah disalahgunakan untuk memastikan wujudnya pengundi hantu yang memenangkan Barisan Nasional. And I've always believed that in Malaysia, Barisan Nasional only listen to public pressure. No amount of legal challenge in court can change the way Barisan Nasional behaves. And because Barisan Nasional was the one who smuggled in and rushed in Section 9A amendments, then in order to get it to be repealed, it must also get Barisan Nasional on board, and therefore it has to be done in concurrently. The legal challenge in court must happen concurrently with the public campaign to increase public pressure so that Barisan Nasional agree. Okay, it's very simple. Kalau BN setuju bahawa kita mestilah menghapuskan pengundi hantu daripada pilihan raya kita, BN tidak ada alasan untuk mempertahankan Section 9A. Mempertahankan pindaan Section 9A maknanya mahu melindungi daftar undi yang salah ini, yang tidak betul ini, yang mempunyai pengundi hantu ini daripada dicabar di mahkamah. And only guilty ones will protect such defective electoral roll. Jadi kalau betul mereka tidak takut, mereka tidak menggunakan pengundi hantu, I'm sure looking at the public pressure, I'm sure BN will come to their sense and agree bipartisanly that we must repeal Section 9A amendments because number one, it is, as far as we are concerned, it's ultra-virus to the Constitution. But number two, most importantly, in order to make sure that our electoral process after this is clean, is cleansed from any threats or any presence of phantom voters. Yeah. Last.
Yeah. There's petition to be filed from today until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it will be filed separately or?
It will file separately.
Separately.
Each party, in fact, each party and each constituency, it will be filed separately at the respective high court in that state. Yeah. And because the filing process is quite tedious, so we have to appoint different solicitors for different filing because. Looking at it administratively, because you have, after you file, you have to serve the notice to the candidate and so on. It cannot be done centrally by just one solicitor's firm. So it will be done respectively at all over the places around the country, beginning from today. Okay?
The 10 state seats, that's tentative.
No. It will be filed today as well.
Do you have any name of the states?
The one that PKR will file is in Sok, for the state constituency of Sok in Sabah, in Pensian. The rest, the 9 are passed, and I can't remember all. That's why you have to check with Hanipa. But I know there were a few in Terengganu, including the Hulu Besut seat, where the SPR officer came forward with the police report to say that dia punya undi sudah dibeli. There will be a few in Johor, a few in Perak as well. But it's best to check with Hanipa.